All right, hello everyone. Tyler King here alongside Mark Kiszla with the Denver Gazette here at Canvas Stadium in Fort Collins after the largest home crowd in CSU history saw a pretty demoralizing loss for the Rams, but the Buffs come away with a 28-9 victory here in the Rocky Mountain Showdown, the 93rd edition, the 69th win for the Buffs all time. And Mark, one story tonight, and you wrote it, it's Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter. Winning the Heisman is better than Instagram followers. And he has many Instagram followers. And now I think he's atop the Heisman race. Whether my colleagues in the media believe that or not, we will soon find out. To tell you the truth, I don't like the Heisman watch because I think it narrows the field way too early in the season. But I am a Heisman voter, and as long as we're doing the Heisman watch, you have 3 slots on your ballot. And my number 1 slot is Travis Hunter, and my number 2 slot is Travis Hunter, and my number 3 slot is Travis Hunter. So I don't know if the Heisman committee will let me vote for Travis Hunter 3 times, but if I did it today, I'd try it and see what happened.
Yeah, I mean, so 13 catches for 100 yards exactly.
That's pretty good.
He had 4 tackles on defense, a pass breakup, and an interception in which he was blanketed all over a CSU wide receiver. So he played well over 100 snaps again. We don't even have the full tally yet. I'm sure we'll get that tomorrow. I think he's the first CU wide receiver to ever have 4 straight games with 100 yards or more, because dating back to the Utah game last year in the season finale, he did that. He's the first player to open the season. He was the first player to open the season with back-to-back 100-yard games, and now he's done that for the first 3 games of the season. I mean, he's just incredible. He's the best player in the country. You might not like the Heisman watch list, but I do one every week in my College Football Insider, and I've been trying to highlight different guys, right, throughout the first month of the season before the race really solidifies. I don't care. Travis Hunter, I've already talked about him once. He's going to be number 1 next week. He is that good, but. An encouraging night all around, it felt like, for CU. The defense, which I wrote about, was pretty stout. Travis Hunter had his interception. They had another one. There was also, a forced fumble, 2 forced fumbles in the game. So, Shedeur Sanders was pretty efficient behind a reshuffled offensive line. I mean, Coach Prime's got to be pretty encouraged by that.
Yeah, and let's emphasize what you pointed out to me before the game, that what you noticed on the field, that CU offensive line was reshuffled in a significant way, and we saw not entirely new running back talent, but running back talent from CU that we hadn't seen a lot of.
Yeah.
And they did not run the ball a lot. As Coach Prime says, you only worry about balance if CU loses the game. So CU didn't run it a lot, but their top 2 running backs average over 6 yards per carry. And if you can make the defense honest that way, then Shedeur and Travis can do their thing throwing the football.
Yeah, Micah Welch, a true freshman who didn't even travel to Lincoln last week.
Is that right?
Yeah, he didn't even travel. They were using Dallin Hayden and Charlie Rothfeldahl pretty primarily the first 2 games, but Dallin Hayden, the Ohio State transfer, is down for this game. So Micah Welch and Isaiah Augustave kind of get the run tonight, and they will both look pretty good. But obviously, I think there was a lot of panicking done by the CU fan base after last week's game in Lincoln, and rightfully so. They were not on the same level of Matt Rule's program, but I think tonight was more of a reality check of okay, take a step back. And we've talked about, we don't think they're going to face a defense like they faced in Lincoln the rest of the season in the Big 12, maybe Utah, but it feels like CU's back on track, and the pitchforks can go down and be put down, and CU can focus on having success starting next week when Big 12 play starts.
Yeah, I don't know if this proved, because this is a bad CSU team. This is a CSU team that's lost its identity, if you ask me. But so this is not a huge win against a good opponent. This is a huge win against a bad opponent. It doesn't mean CU's ready to win the conference, but it does put the Buffs back on track as a potential bowl team. And that's significant, especially after last week when everybody was downhearted.
Yeah, it seemed like last week the talking point was, is this team even going to make a bowl? And now it's like, okay, after tonight, they're still kind of the same team that we thought they were going to be coming into the year. I think I had them at 7-5 as my prediction. It was 9 Big 12 games on the schedule coming up. I think they can win 5 of those and get to 7 wins. I mean, maybe they go 4-5 and get to 6 wins, but this is still a very, very talented team, and it starts with the top 2 guys. But and I think they got enough from not 2-12 as we call them. They got enough from those guys tonight, and if they can continue to get enough from those other guys, I think they'll be more than enough to be an above-average Big 12 team, which should be the goal for this team, because I think ultimately that's the real ceiling.
So, and I want to wrap it this way. They can be 7-5. They can be a bowl team. The only way that Travis Hunter doesn't win the Heisman, in my view, is if voters say 7-5 isn't good enough for Travis Hunter to win the Heisman. You have to be the quarterback of a team that wins 11 or 12. And if that's the argument, I don't even know what to tell voters. Use your eyes. Travis Hunter's the man. He ain't a bear. He's a dog.
Well, the CSU definitely poked the bear or the dog, whatever you want to call it tonight, and they paid the price. Well, the one thing maybe is you can say about Heisman voters is they picked Jaden Daniels last year, the LSU quarterback, who was, I think, a 9-win LSU team. So, and Jaden Daniels passed the eye test for sure with all of his rushing and passing stats. So hopefully, yourself and the other Heisman voters will recognize that. I mean, still got to see it the rest of the way. There's still 9 games to go, like we said, but Travis Hunter is the real deal, folks. I don't think we both agree that there's not a better player in college football right now, and there might not be a better player that's worn a CU uniform in a long, 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 long time.
Good night, everybody.